Good Wednesday morning. It's McCollum on Business. I'm Stephen McCollum, and for the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to get you updated on what's happening around the business world. Tariffs are all the talk here today. Get you updated on those stories. And of course, we look at national, local stories, the market watch, and stocks we're paying attention to. And let's get right into it with that market watch. Basically, well, market's doing what it's doing today. I mean, S&P 500's down. Oil has gone up again today. The price for a barrel of Brent oil crude, at least of about 30 minutes ago when I looked at it, it rose 2.7% here this morning. It's at $93.45. If you remember, just earlier this month, it was trading at just around $72 per barrel at that point. So S&P's kind of slipping because of that. You know, it's up right now 8 points, as you can see there. But more earnings reports are coming out, and everybody's waiting for those. The Dow Jones right now is up 257 points, 52,460. S&P 500 is up the 8 points to 7513. The NASDAQ, well, it's down here today. Let me get the update here. It's down 58 points as of right now, 25,778. The Russell 2K small cap index, it's down the 5 points to 2979. And then you've got Bitcoin. Yep, 65,000 folks today. Yesterday, 64,000. Up another roughly grand total. It's down 652 today. But I'm just talking about from yesterday's numbers when we did the show. 65,870 for the cryptocurrency right now. Of course, you know, the festivities in the Middle East continue to go up. Houthis deployed missiles and drones to attack ships in the southern Red Sea. That happened overnight as well. Oil prices are going up mainly because, obviously, that war, but also Secretary of State Rubio said Iran is not serious about getting a ceasefire deal now out there, causing those oil prices to go up as well. So all that's happening and actually breaking right now as well. Mortgage rates here, are rising as we talked about that. The 10-year Treasury, that report is coming out right now, and all that's happening, and you see what the market's doing in this earning season. Stocks we're paying attention to right now, well, computer stocks are on the rise today, led by Super Micro Computer. Now, this is the server maker company, 20.78% up as of right now. They reported preliminary fourth quarter results. Very strong profitability. How strong? Well, it surprised a lot of investors out there in their profitability. Now, that did offset revenue that came in near the low end of its guidance. Here, profitability got revenue down, profitability way up in the preliminary reporting. So Super Microcomputer up 21.02% today. And because of that surge for Super Microcomputer, let's look at Dell Technologies here. Obviously a server, competitor there of Super Microcomputer, up 7.71%. So Super Microcomputers, big gain here today, is spilled over to their competitors. The group as a whole was boosted by the better-than-expected preliminary reports, obviously, of Super Microcomputer. So Dell's up 7.46%. Let's look at Hewlett-Packard Enterprises, the other server company as well, 3.87% up here this morning as well. So that whole industry, server design, server makers, all up today and driving that market up as we're talking about it early in the trading day. Later on, when we come back, we're going to look at nuclear reactor suppliers, Okla, X Energy. Then we're going to look at Rocket Lab as well, the company that launches spaceships into, delivers things to space, is that how I'll better put it for you. We'll look at those three stocks coming up as well. But despite all the stuff happening again with the Strait of Hormuz in that area of the country and oil prices, the other big topic around the economy is tariffs. I just saw a big blurb here. Senator Warren has come out this morning. Senator Wyden, excuse me. He's introducing a bill to curb Trump's tariff powers. It's not going to go anywhere, but that's where you kind of look at it from that perspective. But now we know President Trump said 50% tariff increase on Canadian goods in about 30 days. We told you that story yesterday. Well, last night, the Canadian Prime Minister came out. Of course, that's Mark Carney. He said that he and Donald Trump have agreed to intensify negotiations on a trade agreement between Canada and the U.S. and Mexico. He said specifically, he called Trump on Tuesday. They both agreed to speed that up. Obviously, it's more pressing for Canada to get involved since that 50% tariffs on most Canadian goods goes into effect in 30 days as well. So now Trump said with those 50% tariff increases that Canada has unfairly discriminated against American autos, alcohol, and dairy products. The new tariffs are scheduled to come into effect, as I said, 30 days. Maybe it was Monday, but it was yesterday or Monday where we talked about that as well. Now, we told you earlier the 50% tariffs, we got confirmation on it. They would exclude energy products, potash, fish, critical minerals, and everything, but it does include a lot of goods, or mainly all the goods previously protected from that USMCA that the U.S. let expire, and there's a negotiation happening now. That can go, by the way, all the way until 2036 as well. Now, Trump said in a post that the new tariffs are separate from his threats to hit Canada with additional levies, all due to those wildfire smoke that affected, that whole Great Lakes, the Northeast part of the United States over the weekend. I saw some pictures of people living in Chicago, and it was like, ooh, how do you breathe with all that smoke from those wildfires up there? Trump repeated his claim that Canada is not managing its forests properly, and it's affecting, obviously, Americans here as well, all the way down into Indiana, where the heavy smoke was over the weekend. So tariffs there are a big side. Canada and the U.S. are going to, try to get that settled a little bit quicker, at least according to the Canadian side of the border. And then President Trump, he wasn't done. He announced yesterday that imported generic drugs will remain tariff free for the next 2 years. And then they face those steep new import duties. Obviously, this move is designed to encourage pharmaceutical companies to manufacture more of their medicines here in the U.S. as opposed to other countries. This all came out in a Truth Social post where he does a lot of his announcements. Trump said all generic drugs imported into the U.S. will continue to face that 0% tariff beginning August 1st of this year. So just a week and a half away or so. And that's going to be for a 2 year transition period. After that, the tariff will rise to 100% for 1 year and then increase to 200% after that year. The president said the phased approach is intended to give pharmaceutical companies time to move their production here to the U.S. Here before, obviously, those higher tariffs take effect. So tariffs are becoming a deal. We know more tariffs are on the line, or at least we're being told more tariffs are coming our way as well by the Trump administration out there as well. So tariffs are going to be a big part of the story, and this brings uncertainty and inflation fears into the market as well. And if you're an Apple fan, we told you already, iMacs, other things between Apple, not their iPhones yet, but everything had price increases. Well, now we know Apple's raising prices on Apple Music subscriptions as well. Certain Apple One plans, all because they say the company is facing higher licensing costs. Apple last week, they didn't announce it, by the way, they just did it. Yeah, last week they hiked prices for Apple Music plans across subscription tiers. Individual plans will rise about $1 a month, $11.99. Student plans will increase by the same amount, $1 to $6.99 a month. So if you have the Apple Music Family plan, it's going to rise by $3 per month. That's going to go to $19.99 for that. They hike prices for some tiers of that Apple One. That's their bundle that allows consumers to subscribe to a lot of their products at the same time. Like Apple TV, Music, iCloud Plus, Arcade, Fitness Plus, News Plus. And then they have one Apple One tier where it's just like 4 services you pick. Yeah, prices for the Apple One family tier, they're set to rise by $2, so $27.95 per month. Family plans may be shared with up to 5 people and have up to 200 gigabytes of iCloud storage. They don't include the News Plus or Fitness Plus in that specific package. The individual Apple One subscription, same for services, but only has 50 gigabytes of iCloud storage. That's actually unchanged. That's staying at 19.95 a month as well. That tells me they found out that people are going together, families, quote unquote, are getting together and doing it. And they saw that package can go up. Well, the individual one, they see not as many people buying that one as the package. Apple One's Premier package that includes all six of the company's subscription services and then 2 terabytes of storage. Shared among five people. It'll rise in price by $2, and it'll go up to $39.95 per month. Like I said, Apple didn't announce this. They just put it through. They adjusted the prices for the subscriptions and tiers on its website on Friday. Now, a lot of people reached out. I saw one company got a response. Most big ones did not. But 9 to 5 Mac, which obviously covers Apple products, etc., Apple told them, quote, as a result of rising licensing costs, Apple Music is increasing its subscription price beginning today, meaning last week out there. So if you didn't notice it, it's out there, folks. You have a price increase with Apple Music as well. This is an interesting story to me. One, there are people now. You have to work hard at it. It's not something that you just walk into and profit from. There are a lot of people that go thrift store buying for clothes, for instance, and they turn around and they make modest profits on everything, as of course as they find these items. Well, a gentleman, I'll tell you about him in just a second, but he was in one of those thrift stores. And he found a warm-up jacket worn by Wilt Chamberlain during the 1972 NBA Finals. Yeah, a teenager bought that for $3.07 at an Oregon thrift store. Well, it sold on Monday at an auction house. We told you about the other auctions out there. Well, this one was with Sotheby's, so a different auction house. But it sold for $89,600 at an auction on Monday. Now, the teenager that found it, Quinn Brown is his name, up there in Oregon. He'd been eyeing a big bin of clothes at a Goodwill store up there in Oregon, just outside of Portland, if you're wondering, back in January. He saw someone toss a Lakers jacket with Chamberlain's name on it back into the pile. Well, he's an expert reseller of clothes online. He, of course, grabbed it really fast and everything. Well, then he found out that it was authentic, and that's where it sold from. Sotheby's there. They actually estimated the value between $150,000 and $250,000. Well, bidding closed on Monday, and that was where it got 48 bids, and sold for the less than the expected amount. But I mean, that's still a huge return on profit for him out there. Now, how they described it on Sotheby's website, it was described as an extraordinary piece of memorabilia. Of course, you see it on your screen there, but if you can't see it, it's short sleeve yellow warm up jacket. 1972 NBA Finals, and the Lakers won that finals as well as the Lakers beat the New York Knicks in the 72 Finals. So for the past 3 years, well, Brown, he's been reselling clothes online, and he finds them in thrift stores, sells them. So what was the most expensive item he had sold previously? Yeah, it was a T-shirt of Sub Pop Records. If you don't know Sub Pop Records, that's an indie label that signed Nirvana back in the late 80s. It did release the band's first album, of course, before they moved on to bigger marketing and that huge blowout for them. Yeah, then they don't say what he bought it for. Probably a few dollars as well, but it went for $250 is what he ended up selling it for on the market. Huge profit improvement here for this kid out there. He even said, I saw his comments, and he said, I just got lucky. This will never happen again. So at least he's at least he's realistic about what's happened there and how he did it and things to that effect. Things. So now the people doing thrift store. So I know people that have tried doing that, and it's like they made money on it, but it was so much work. They actually got they got tired of just working so much and so hard at it to try to make few pennies of a dollar on the clothing as well out there. Next up. Well, if you're a Lego fan, what if you're an X-Files fan and a Legos fan? Yeah, soon you can keep looking for the truth, folks, because truth is still out there, and it's going to be on your shelf soon if you want to. That's right. Legos is bringing the X-Files back into the spotlight. 1,478 piece set. Yeah, You can build Fox Mulder's office, investigate a UFO sighting, and revisit one of the most iconic sci-fi dramas, in your thing. There you see Gillian Anderson there outside of the display. So now this comes out as part of Lego's fan-powered Ideas line. That's a collectible set that recreates memorable scenes from hit 90s series, and this one includes 8 minifigures. I'll tell you which ones those are here in just a few minutes. It's unveiled with help, as you can see on your screen, from X-Files star Gillian Anderson. The set arrives in August, and obviously believers of X-Files and everything are going to be buying these up. It's probably going to sell out. So the interior, who submitted it? A Brisbane, Australia-based 3D artist submitted the original concept through Lego Ideas. Then they got to go get the licensing and things like that, of course, there. But this whole Lego Ideas allows fan creations to become official sets if they receive enough community support. So when you get this set, well, Fox Mulder, Dana Scully, Walter Skinner, Mr. X, Alex Krycek, Carl Bursch, the Fluke Man, and then a gray alien are your mini pieces that you can get in this as well. And the younger people are like, what are you talking about? First of all, folks, X-Files, unbelievable series. Great series. So here's where the set will be available. August 1st, if you're a Lego Insider member. August 4th for the general public. Yeah, it's going to retail for $199.99. Yeah, if you purchase the set between August 1st and August 10th, you'll also receive a bonus gift with purchase set called the X-Files Scully's Lab. You get that with it if you buy it between August 1st and August 10th, folks. I'm not a Lego guy, but that's pretty fantastic. I'm on board. I'm on board with that as well out there. So when we come back here in McCollum on Business, we keep it rolling. We got news, from Intel. Not good news if you work for them. We'll tell you about that coming up. Some local stories, folks, and have I got the pair of shoes for you? I'll end the show today. And I'm a big Cheez-It fan. I generally try most of their flavors. Maybe I found the one I won't try. Maybe you will. Got that coming up as well. Come on back, folks. McCollum on Business. And we're back here. McCollum on Business here on this Wednesday. That stupid cup keeps getting in the way there. Of course, you just saw the commercials for our shows here as well. You can find them all on YouTube at TME Media AZ. Well, all of them except for The Real Matrix. You can find that one over at Rumble. Rumble.com/user/TME Media is where you can find that programming. Of course, all of our programming's on Rumble, but specifically The Real Matrix over there. Of course, every show has a free podcast as well. Just search the show's name on your favorite podcast system, Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeart, Podchaser, all of them that I'm forgetting to say. Right there, just search the show names, all of them except for this show. No podcast for this one. Catch us on demand. of course, on YouTube and on Rumble as well. And look, folks, we're here live, 7 a.m. on YouTube. Just go to TME Media AZ on YouTube and catch us live. And if you can't catch us live, catch us on demand when you get a chance later in the day as well. We appreciate it very much. As soon as we're done here, we move into the to the main event. Excuse me. The main event live 8 to 10 a.m. today. Me and Dale Hellestray, 17-year NFL veteran. Well, football season is officially here. Cardinals report today. Everybody else is reporting over the next week or so as well. Football season's here. We'll get you caught up on it, including fun little victory for your Arizona Diamondbacks last night as well. So come and join us there live here on YouTube, TME Media AZ, and then, of course, on demand as soon as we're done as well. Pit Stop will be out later today. Also, we usually have that up by 2 p.m., so catch that on demand on Rumble and YouTube as well. Don't forget to follow us on our social media pages, the Pit Stop social media on X, of course, the main event on X as well, TME Media AZ on X. The shows are out there for you. The Real Matrix and this show. No social media as of yet. That's coming. We're working on some ideas on that side and what to put out there. And all that being said, folks, we have a busy day today, so let's get back into that Market Watch. Ann chimes in on the YouTube chat and says, love that show, meeting the X-Files. And she said, not sure I need the Lego set. I'm with you on that. I once bought the Batman Wayne Manor Lego set one time. I had a gift card, so I was like, oh, that looks like fun. I got like 3 pieces into putting that together, and I just put it back in the box, and pieces got lost. Eventually, just threw it away. Yeah, it was just like whatever. I just feel that way about it. You know, what are you gonna do? I guess is what you have to look at there. Hey, the market right now, pretty much where we were last time we looked at it. Dow Jones is up 142 points right now. Now the S&P 500 went negative, so did the Russell 2K, but they went negative, but they're basically flat at this point as well. Here in this morning, as we are looking at them. Of course, oil prices rising is a big concern with a war over there in Iran. Earnings reports are good. We told you about those server companies and how they're going up today as well. And the NASDAQ, of course, down 120 points right now as well for the one you're missing. Then there's Bitcoin down today as well, but trading in that mid 65,000 range. So up over yesterday as we looked at it, 65,621 for Bitcoin today as well. Mortgage rates are rising again. With those treasury yields all based around the uncertainty. And then you have the tariffs that we talked about at the top of the show. Uncertainty and fear of inflation creeping back into the market. Stocks we're paying attention to right now. Well, we're going to look at a couple nuclear reactor suppliers. Oklo is the first one we are going to look at, up 5.01% right now. Well, Bloomberg, the company, reported that Oklo and a company called X Energy, if we can throw their stock up now as well, they're joining an effort by President Trump's administration to speed up nuclear power plant development, and they're doing that for AI centers. And X Energy is up 4.82% here today as well. Look, trying to find energy for AI data centers out there. New idea. These two are supposedly joining on board, both up today, based off of that news. And then we'll look at Rocket Lab. You know them. The rocket company. They launch satellites and things up into space. 4.17% up here today. They won a $266 million contract from the U.S. Air Force. The contract includes the launch of 12 suborbital vehicles. It's expected to be completed by the end of 2028. $266 million contract won. Investors enjoy that a lot. Rocket Lab up 4.28% here on this Wednesday as well. We got reporting going on left and right. We're keeping our eyes on that every day. A lot of companies out there reporting. Cal Maine Foods, which is an egg producer, they were down about 4.5%. They surprised everybody with a loss of 76 cents per share in their fiscal fourth quarter. Now, they blamed egg prices that were historically low inflation-adjusted levels for that fourth quarter. They blamed that for the loss, right? So that was a surprise out there. AT&T is up today on the market. Mixed results in their second quarter earnings reports for them. Philip Morris down on their stock today. Weaker than expected forecasts for their third quarter as well. For that, so big companies reporting kind of mixed good. A lot of good out there. Don't get me wrong. A lot of good out there, but a lot of mixed results coming in here in this quarter so far. As we get through reporting season here locally, well, we got to talk about this. Intel has a big presence down there in Chandler. Well, they've announced it will be starting layoffs for its data center group. New division here having some layoffs. Intel has not said how many employees will be laid off in Arizona following the restructuring plans. Previous layoff cycles in 2025 saw about 800 workers at the Chandler location get laid off at that time. The announcement comes ahead of the quarterly earnings call set for this Thursday, so tomorrow. An Intel spokesperson, well, they said in a statement, I believe to KJazz, if I remember correctly, where I saw that statement, they said the layoffs are part of a broader strategy to become a more focused and efficient company. Yeah. So at the start of 2025, Intel employed 9,600 workers here in Arizona. Well, they've had about a $10.7 billion impact on the state's economy. And we know that shrunk last year with layoffs, and it's going to shrink again. But in their data center group, this time as well. Yeah. Hey, the film industry, they're pumping some money into the economy. The film industry here in Phoenix, it generated over $28 million in local spending from 2025 to this year. That's an 18.5% increase from the previous fiscal year. This is all part of the City of Phoenix Film Office. So the 25-26 season, it featured over 1,200 projects. The majority of these productions were commercials, big brands too, not small ones. Hyundai, Nike, Southwest Airlines did a lot of production work here, according to the Phoenix Film Office. They also said the report emphasizes the use of Arizona's natural landscapes for filming at locations. Just here in Phoenix, right? Papago Park, South Mountain, big popular places to film. 44% of filming permits used were issued to local Arizona production companies. So it's not like their production companies are coming in big numbers. About roughly half, right? 44% are local production companies are doing that type of work. Projects across the city, according to the report, they say they utilized about 6,000 Phoenix-based actors and crew members, which obviously helps support the local film industry as well. So some money being pumped in from the filming side of things. And going to warn you now, two stories coming up. I love me some Cheez-Its. I can eat them all day long. I love all their flavors. I haven't found one. Well, I haven't tried that gluten-free version yet. I doubt I'll try that. But now there's a new one here as well. And little hoppity here, this new Cheez-It flavor. So this story and then the final one, it's kind of comical. And wait till you hear your new pair of shoes that you need to get. Well, coming this August, limited time, unless it sells a lot, I'm sure. Cheez-It Coors Light Beer Cheese Crackers are coming your way, folks, in August. Limited time. The suggested retail price is $4.99. You have to be 21 to buy them, is my question. Now, they're described as the ultimate pub-inspired pairing. Yeah. They say the new Cheez-Its captures the flavor of a classic beer cheese spread in cracker form. Yeah. All in news release from Cheez-It. By the way, I didn't know that Mars, the M&M company, owns a Cheez-It brand. They say, went on to say, baked with 100% real cheese, each bite of the new Cheez-It Coors Light beer cheese flavored crackers delivers the classy Rocky Mountain taste of Coors Light with a savory, tangy sauce. Yeah. There you go, folks. That, to me, sounds disgusting. I also am not a Coors Light guy anyway, right? The new crackers represent the Cheez-Its brand's first beer partnership. Yeah, congratulations. The head of marketing for Coors put out a statement. He said, Cheez-It was the perfect partner to pull this off. 100% cheese, 100% Coors Light coming your way as well, right? Cheez-It teased the new cracker flavor in an Instagram post. That's kind of how we learned of it. It went viral, by the way. The new Cheez-It Coors Light beer cheese snack, well, comes months after the brand launched that Cheez-It original gluten-free track crackers back in January. I've seen those on the shelves, and I've actually almost bought them. Then I realized I was grabbing the wrong bag, and I moved over to the right side of the bag as well, right? Yeah. So, other limited time releases that have come out and since gone away a little bit, that Cheez-It chili cheese dog flavored crackers. The original Flags and Stars one, that was the one for the July 4th holiday, the 250th. They had the flag and star patterns as the crackers back then. And now, Cheez-It with Coors Light. Yeah, folks, there you go. So you can go from Cheez-Its and beer. When your wife yells at you too, you drink too much. I guess you can now just go get a bag of Cheez-Its. Yeah. Now there's a gut health brand out there. I will leave you with this story today. Found your new pair of shoes, people. Yeah. Now this gut health brand has gone viral. Well, because they want people to let loose during your bathroom visits. That's right, folks. Gut health brand called Let Loose. They announced the launch of its excuse my language, shit shoes is when they launched these on July 8th. The promotional material was immediately celebrated out there. This pair of shoes is a toilet stool, kind of like a squatty potty, if you know what that is. It's designed to improve your posture during bowel movements. 7-inch tall stool looks like two 1970s disco pumps. Here's what they said. Every generation's defined by its innovations. The wheel, the light bulb, the internet. Humanity reached the moon, yet somehow we abandoned the squat. For over a century, we've been solving the wrong problems. Until now, years of development, countless prototypes, priceless engineering, all to elevate your knees 7 inches for optimal colon alignment. Yeah, we've been focusing on the wrong things, apparently. Yeah. Well, this is interesting to me for two reasons. It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. So that people are going to flock to it. But then also, right, that parasite, I guess we'll call it, that cyclosporisis or whatever it's called, the one that causes explosive diarrhea. Good timing for that as well, right? Now, they have been a hit online since their drop, July 8th. One size sold out within the first week of the launch as well, according now. You can go to Let Loose website to find out about these shoes. Yeah, one Instagram user said, making squatting sexy again. Was it ever sexy? Yeah. Another person said, oh my God, finally a solution and not having those ugly stools in the bathroom. Yeah. Yeah. Now people are just going to question why you have a giant pair of platform shoes in your bathroom as well. Yeah. So there you go. Let Loose. Gut brand, health brand, folks. Get them up there. Catch them out. They sell a lot of gut stuff out there for you, but nothing is fashionable as the shoes for you out there, folks. There you go. I just leave you with that story here today as well. So if you didn't want the Lego set, there you go. You got a new pair of shoes you can go with as well. Ann says, that just sounds gross. No thank you for the beard Cheez-Its. I agree with you. It does not sound good at all. Like mixing cheese and flavors, that's so weird. And Ethan says these shoes should be illegal. Folks, with that, I'm going to leave you with that here. We'll come back tomorrow, 7 a.m. as well. Thursday, don't forget, this week, we're off on Friday again, our last Friday off. Then we go back to our regular 5-day schedule next week. So we'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. for you. Pit stop later today. By 2 p.m., that'll be up and posted. Of course, main event coming up live next, 8 to 10. If you can't see it live, catch it on demand. YouTube or Rumble, folks. We'll see you there.